I'm pretty consumed by work at this stage of a startup. I tend to throw myself into it pretty heavily. Like I literally work around the clock and slot in what I can do when I can do it, because I've got to make time for my family, I've got to make time for friends. It's not forever, right? It's the sacrifices we make now, we're going to reap the rewards later. I've already had that experience, you know, where I've grown a business, I've sold a business. I know what sort of rewards you can get for the effort. It's exciting, you know, pretty much every week we'll read something about a new product that's being developed, a new platform being released, a new business that's emerging. It's going to be the next unicorn, the next billion-dollar business. Yes, majority of them are coming out of the US, and that's what we have to change here in Australia. We've got to change the whole mentality around the startup ecosystem here in Australia. And you know, I'm hoping that I'm just part of what is that change.
Quickly, just say the name of your company. YELLO Systems.
Drive Yellow.
There is such a thing as a startup community here in Australia. I mean, that's where I started my startup, and look where we are.
PHOEBE Rider. Give it a round of applause.
You know, get your kind of core team behind you, because if they all make the decision with you, they're going to run 10 times faster than you are to make that happen. Exactly. Early days of a startup, it starts and stops with you. You've got competitors popping up everywhere all the time, and you're wondering, God, am I wasting my time doing that because they're doing exactly what I am? You're constantly doubting yourself, you're constantly hitting walls and going, why am I doing this? But then you have a breakthrough, and then you go, wow. You think of Canvas, you think of Atlassian, you think of Big Commerce. They're all big startups, actually came from Australia and wildly successful. So it's absolutely possible for anyone to start a startup. Just start having one conversation, Google your ideas, see if anything's out there. You know, the biggest failure you can have today is not starting.
YELLO came into muru-D as a more progressed company, and we did that intentionally to have a great impact on the cohort.
Yeah, well that's the thing. We got all told to go in different areas of where we're meant to be going.
Yeah.
And
where did we get told?
Here. That's why we've set that up there. See, Steve's got his computer, and because we've got the idea.
Steve out on the lollies. I
know.
We've been trialling with Macca's for quite a while now, and we're just being told that we can roll out the software to the second store with the aim of rolling out to 10 plus stores over the next couple of months. It is that real pride moment for us, you know, seeing the YELLO brand out in the marketplace. It's a massive achievement for us because we've been working on it for so long.
Everyone in the showers.
When a global company like McDonald's chooses your little startup over sizable competitors within the market, you know that you're on the right track, and it's a good feeling.
Our big vision for Drive Yellow is to have international franchises use our technology and drivers to deliver food around Australia. Then we want to go global.
Today we're delivering for Burger. So it's been really good for us. We've got really good exposure in the city. We've sort of opened up a new aspect of our business. So rather than people driving in cars, we've got people walking around the city with backpacks. So what YELLO's trying to do is using technology and trying to influence businesses on getting them better, making them better. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 orders for 5 burgers. A lot of these people don't even know that they have a problem in the first place. Yet, if we disrupt it so much, people are going to look back in a couple of years and say, my God, you know, these guys are really doing something. It's giving us data and analytics on how we can improve our business, not by, you know, how many phone calls or how many people can order more pizzas. It's about using the information that we've got and making our businesses better. And I think that's what tech disruption is all about.
I think the success around being an entrepreneur is all about surviving, as opposed to necessarily having the right idea. I've seen plenty of good ideas that fell away because they just couldn't survive.
I'm a competitive person, and I think I compete with myself, like to do better and to improve and make this business as good as it can be. I can't get the words out. We're having a bit of a challenging day today. We thought our customer service was under control, but it's not. And what happened this month is our boxes were sent looking like that. Rubbish, basically. They weren't sealed. They were popping open at the post office. People were missing all kinds of stuff. So last night was kind of the culmination where we realised the extent of the problem, and it's massive. We've got customers wanting to cancel all over the place, and we're just trying to deal with it. So what we're doing, we've set up a new customer service system, which will mean that we're always on it and we can always respond in a really timely way. And we're sending an email to Grovel, basically, and apologise for this. It's terrible.
With our little foxes, they came into the program saying we want to build a $1 billion company, or at least have a swing for that. That wasn't a swing at that. I know what they're capable of. They've done some amazing things, and they keep putting mediocre boxes out. That's never going to change the world. That's a $1 million business.
In 10 years, PHOEBE would have done exceedingly well. We're going to be flying multiple different people's experiments to space. And then, I don't know, actually. Apart from that, I know where I want PHOEBE to be, but where I'm at in that company could be a completely different story. Or maybe I've started my own company, or maybe I'm sitting on a beach somewhere, sipping a pina colada, I don't know. I definitely know where I want PHOEBE to be. I have the vision for PHOEBE. I think it's a very strong vision. I think it could really help a lot of people.
There's a really big contradiction in startups that we want to create really large global success stories, $1 billion companies, but we can't get there in one step. It's going to take 10,000 small steps. So we need to have the big contradiction of big vision, but a small starting focus. Okay, what's the big vision? I hope you know.
Is it millions? Is it?
Right now, the amount of people that can access space is like a hurdle, right? It's like here. So you've got like NASA, Boeing, SpaceX, right? We want to bring that hurdle down.
What would we be happy with?
That would be, yeah, millions of people using space. Otherwise, it's not sci-fi. Like it's no.
Sebastian has this amazing, infectious enthusiasm, and I think he will sell rockets to the whole world. He loves space so much.
Because space, like the industry right now is worth 300 billion, right? And it's set to go over like $1 trillion by the year 2030 or something. That sounds massive. So like, you could easily take a tiny piece of that by 2030 and be very comfortable, very happy.
A lot of people say, you know, right now we're born too early to explore the stars and born too late to explore the Earth. And I just don't think that's true. I wouldn't want to be born 200 years from now, and I don't want to be born 200 years before. I think this is where it's at, 21st century.
Hey Solange, how are you? Oh, is that the thing?
Yeah.
Oh, why didn't you begin with this? Oh my god. This is our space box. This is sick. This is freaking exciting. Wow.
Does it feel like Christmas came early?
It does feel like Christmas came. We get space hardware now. This is super exciting to get this.
It's also like you only get this if you're going to space.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, not everyone gets these unless you've already sort of got your space mission organized and everything. So, nanoracks.
It's like the real deal.
But I really like it. You know, this is sort of, it's more than just a box. It's a symbol as well. It's a symbol that we're actually going to go to frickin' space.
When we went through our customer service challenges and we had a lot of production problems, I was really angry and really upset. I was angry because we could have done better, and I was upset because the customers were upset, And then all we had to do was pick up the phone and say, we're sorry, we're on top of it, we'll fix it. And we didn't do that.
It became very, very obvious for me that Phoebe and I were going to have completely different points of view on what we needed to do to take the business forward. I seriously believe that eventually Phoebe and I were going to come to two separate points of view that were going to affect the growth of the company. And before that happened, I thought that it was time for me to step down, as easy as that. There's nothing else.
Thank you so much for coming today. We're so excited for our first advisory meeting.
For me, it was paramount to protect our little foxes.
In what way?
Well, I didn't want our little foxes to go down because the two co-founders didn't see eye to eye. So for me, it was more important that there was one co-founder that was on the ball, that was driving the team forward, and I was happy to be the co-founder that stepped back.
So I'm Phoebe, I'm the CEO and look after the marketing side of the business. My background is digital marketing and brand strategy.
You know, this is her baby. Our Little Foxes is her baby. So, you know, she was working in a job when she realised that she had really big ideas and really big dreams and they weren't necessarily going to come to fruition. I think that made her very, very focused and very determined to say, you know what, there's bigger fish out there to fry.
We want 10 million engaged customers and we want a global market. Easy.
Can I, before we start,
Yeah.
can you maybe give us an update on what's been happening up till now? Because I know that 6 months ago you had 600 subscribers, and I'd like to understand what's happened to the business and why churn's gone up, and maybe just a bit of background would be helpful.
Yeah, that's fine. I think, and apologies for not doing that. When we launched quite quickly, and we didn't put our customers on a recurring model.
Carrie, I think the real focus for us now, having lived through this experience of the last few weeks, is that we turn these 400 into absolute advocates.
But shouldn't we be focusing on the elephant in the room, which is churn? At 11%, you're going to lose 100% of your customer base in 9 months. Isn't it something that we should be working on?
Totally. So
or do you think you've got that under control?
No,
and strategy?
no, not at all.
No. But the business is going to run out of money in 6 to 8 months, so I think you have to focus on the short term. Fix churn, otherwise it's all going to be over because you'll just lose more customers than you can gain.
I agree. I feel as a CEO responsible for owning problems when they happen and for leading the company, and I think that's meant that I've carried more weight than perhaps I could have if I'd shared a bit more.
Right now, I'm basically working on getting the space hardware, that little box, sent out to nanoracks. That's a very mission critical goal. If we can't do that, we can't be a space company, essentially.
We're working on the prototype to send off to NASA, which should have been sent off days ago, to get approval.
Our biggest showstopper at the moment would be getting rejected or not getting approved to fly either by the Australian government or by NASA or nanoracks.
The little enclosure has objects in there that will be floating around in 0G. And so basically it's sitting in a bed of styrofoam.
NASA and the International Space Station and the partners that are involved with that are all very strict because they don't want their, $100 billion asset being destroyed or being set on fire or whatever due to some Australian startup's little space box.
All right. Okay, what's that called to use it in? All right. Perfect.
We both care a lot about CubeWriter. And that's a kind of person I really want to start business with.
How are you going to feed, that's what I was thinking about, how are you going to feed it through?
I would get a piece of plastic and put it on the plastic and then just go. Yeah, I'm a genius. 4 years of engineering.
Not someone that sort of says, oh yeah, no, this is a cool idea. No, but someone that says, no, I live and breathe this idea. I love it.
startups in general live or die by their social impact these days, especially people establishing their products like themselves.
That's another challenge. When we want to move forward, we have those kind of internal issues, and if we're trying to get the customers to love us, that's not a great way to do it, not sealing their box.
Churn is the thing that either makes or breaks your company. If you don't hold your customers, because they cost a lot to acquire, you don't lose the money once, you lose it twice. You lose it because they came in the door and they left. You either have to go reacquire them at an additional cost, or probably even worse, they're now out in the market telling other people why they no longer use your good or service, which can be just as damaging, if not more damaging for you and your growth of your business.
I'm so sorry, I'm going to need to duck out. I've got to pick up my daughter from school. Mum duties. But good to chat, thank you. Yeah, Bee's been a huge presence in this whole journey. You know, she's so proud of me and of our little foxes. She loves it. She lives and breathes it. Could maybe put in a video.
Yeah, let's do that.
She's so important. Like, I think without Beatrix, there'd be no our little foxes. And so this gets sent to the kids every month, and so they open it, and it's like an awesome package full of things that they can do. Both Donna and I are mums, so we understand the challenges that come with wanting to be present for your kids, but also wanting to give 150% to the business. While it can be hard and it can be upsetting if I feel like I'm not there, I also know that we're working towards building something for the family that, you know, will mean we can live a really amazing life together. So while it's hard, it's also, you know, we're working towards something bigger and better.
For me, commitments as a father and husband are really around not breaking promises. You know, it really is very, very important to me that my kids and my family and my wife actually feel like I'm there for them as well, and not just solely focused on this business.
I think that mentality and that real drive for providing for your family, it means everything. I've sold my businesses, I've dedicated my entire working life now to what Drive Yellow can become and what we want it to become, and I'm all in.
Right from the start, it's been good being on the ride with Johnny.
I love you, give us a cuddle. Have a great day.
A business can't survive without a group of people who are all focused on an end goal and all working towards that end goal.
I love being part of a community. I think being open to new ideas, being open to people making suggestions, being open to feedback, being open to criticism, being open to everything. I think that's, for me, what an entrepreneur is. You know, failure is always an option. Like, there's always going to be failure. You can't deny that. But it's the way that you get back up from it is the difference between a good entrepreneur and a bad one.
So we spoke last week. You said that you wanted to tell me the full story in person.
Yes, correct. There's been a couple of opportunities throughout the last 3 or 4 weeks where my point of view is completely different to that of Phoebe's point of view. And I really do not want to be in a situation where people have invested in us.
Yeah.
We've invested our own money and suddenly it falls apart because we're not talking to each other. Right. So for me...
So you're saying that over the last couple of weeks there have been times where you haven't been talking to one another?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
So...
Yeah, I'm disappointed. I'm still processing it.
I don't know, have you had a girlfriend that you really loved and suddenly...
Of course.
Doesn't happen. I mean, there's no more chemistry, that's it.
Do you want to do the arms and legs? As a woman and a mum, I need to be taken seriously. And, you know, our little foxes has always been, oh, they do kids craft. People don't take it that seriously. But we're serious. We want a really big business. We're solving a really big problem. And I want people to see that I'm the person to lead that business to become a huge one.
Okay, good morning, guys. Good morning. Today we have a very special speaker, Solange Hoonan, who's here to talk to you guys about her startup and her journey to being an entrepreneur.
We've developed an entire educational program aimed at years 7 to 10, giving students just like yourselves space missions. And so they get to have their own space experiment and watch a rocket go up and honestly say that they own a part of that rocket. And whether it explodes or not, we'll see, because it's going up in July.
Not just people like me, people like everyone are going to be going to space soon. That's the thing. You know, a lot of people don't understand this, that this wave is coming where space travel, space tourism, that's going to be an integral part of many people's lives. And it's not just going to be for the rich, it's going to be for everyone. You know, democratization of access to space is a real thing and it's coming.